Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward.
And I'm Tom Sherry. We have breaking news to tell you. Spokane County Health District is reporting over 1,000 new coronavirus cases over the weekend. 513 new COVID-19 cases just today, 368 cases recorded yesterday, and 146 new cases were recorded on Saturday. There are also 4 new deaths that are blamed on the coronavirus, and 104 Spokane County residents are currently in the hospital.
Also new tonight, a source is telling KREM 2 Eastern's opening game against Oregon is in jeopardy tonight because of positive coronavirus cases on the Eagles basketball team. The game is slated to be played on Wednesday in Eugene, but there is a possibility the game could get rescheduled, though that remains to be seen. Eastern is supposed to play at Washington State on Saturday. That game also remains up in the air at this hour. So as case numbers continue to go up here in our area and the holidays get closer, demand for COVID tests is through the roof right now. In fact, it's even causing some clinics to completely shut down. That means getting a test is not always easy. So today we looked into some of the best strategies and places to go. That's coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5.
Over the weekend, about 50 students gathered at a Spokane church for a homecoming rally and dance. A representative of the Family of Faith Community Church confirmed with us details about that event. They said some teens asked to hold the event at the church because they are tired of not being in school. Spokane Public Schools told our Amanda Rowley the district had no affiliation with that event.
What would you say to parents who knowingly allowed their students to go to this outside district event that wasn't necessarily safe for their health?
We're going to continue to play a role in educating both families and students about the guidelines and recommendations that are out there. We recognize that everyone's going to make their own personal choices, and we understand that. And we're going to continue to have a consistent message as a school district that the fastest way for us to return to a sense of normalcy is for us to forego those experiences and follow the guidance of public health officials.
And we will have more on this story coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5 o'clock. Late-stage trials for AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine are 90% effective. Public health officials are hopeful they may soon have access to a vaccine that is cheaper and easier to distribute than some of its rivals. The results announced today are based on interim analysis of trials in the UK and Brazil of the vaccine. The other drug makers, Pfizer and Moderna, have reported preliminary results showing that their vaccines were almost 95% effective.
So Schweitzer Mountain Resort is now responding after concerns that social distancing was not being enforced over the weekend. The ski resort released a statement on Facebook saying they realized their spacing for social distancing in lift lines did not extend past the structured waiting area, and it resulted in some crowding. So now they say they will be extending that structured waiting area to increase social distancing.
And just remember, it's going to take all of us to make sure we can ensure a full winter season. So, buff up!
So on that note, the resort emphasizing that it takes everyone to keep this season open. They're asking all of us to be kind, to be patient, and stay flexible, and always wear your face covering. Lots of snow up there in the mountains, even a little bit still here in the grass and the sides of the roads. Tom, Sherry, do we have any more snow that's expected to come on in here in the next week?
Well, here we go. I think we're going to see some tomorrow night, and even this evening and overnight, we could see a little light snow or a little freezing drizzle, even a little patchy freezing fog. Right now, we're at 33 degrees. As you can see, I do think the roads are going to ice up tonight, so be aware of that. You take a look at the latest Doppler radar in extreme southeastern Washington. We've got a little bit of a rain-snow mix, rain at the lower elevations, snow at some of the mountain areas. And then this is how it goes tonight. We should get down to freezing tonight. Again, some patchy freezing fog or freezing drizzle. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy, a high of 42, but then late tomorrow night and also in the overnight hours, looks like we've got more snow headed our way, either rain or snow. I think for many areas it'll be a wet snow that falls. We'll see, again, a daytime high tomorrow of 42. Looking ahead to, for what many people is a long weekend, dry weather. Saturday, we'll look for a daytime high of 42. Could see some snow showers develop late in the day on Sunday with a high of 41. I'll check the rest of your forecast all coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Well, calls continue all across the country for police reform. Here locally, some city council members are also wanting stricter controls on the Spokane Police K-9 unit. So I looked into both sides, and here's a quick look at a story that we are working on for you tomorrow on KREM 2 News at 6.
So if somebody doesn't have a weapon, but they're not following directions, they'll send the dog to bite them. And that's probably where I would draw the line. It's just, and the reason I draw the line is the dog will do too much damage to the person to justify what they're doing.
What is your biggest concern if City Council does decide that changes are necessary in the K-9 program?
Several things. First and foremost, it's going to change the safety of the community. If we don't use these dogs, we're not going to find those people. And so the safety of the citizens is going to go down. People are going to be at risk. And that's the purpose we serve in this unit, is to keep people safe.
So you can hear the rest of our conversation with both City Council President Brianne Beggs as well as K-9 handler Todd Bielitz. Join us for my KREM 2 in-depth report. It's tomorrow night right here on KREM 2 News at 6.
Well, Tom's Turkey Drive was a big success because of you. Thank you to everyone who donated, even during a pandemic. Spokane community stepped up in a big way, and now it's time to get those meals to area families that are hurting. KREM 2, Second Harvest, and all of our partners are excited to welcome the crowd tomorrow in our first ever drive-by turkey distribution at the Spokane County Fairgrounds. And in those meals will be a turkey and all the trimmings for a family to stay at home and cook. Included in the meal is a half gallon of milk, locally produced milk from our own Washington State dairy farmers.
As dairy farmers, we're proud to provide 11,000 half gallons of milk for Tom's Turkey Drive.